Hey everyone, welcome back to Hey Nice Beard. Today we are interviewing Kris Schwiebert. He is with the Portland Beard Club, and he is here today. He's going to talk about his competition coming up, and we're going to get to know him a little better. Hey, Jocelyn.
It's her account, it goes on for a while. So if you pay for the app,
Oh, yeah.
here I can change that for you real quick. Here we go. Boom.
Oh, there we go. Awesome. So you currently are at work right now.
Yeah. I get to sit here and stare at cameras all night and watch any streaming service as long as I want, which is pretty nice. I mean, normally I'd have to be fixing things, but this hotel I'm in right now is closed, so they just need someone to look over the property.
So what do you do for a living exactly?
Well, I'm technically like they call it a maintenance engineer. Fix holes in walls, doorknobs, paint, the handy guy stuff.
Man, I would love to have that job.
It's actually a pretty chill job. This isn't my normal building, though. I'm usually at the Hotel Deluxe up the street, but that one we actually boarded up until March of next year.
To keep the rioters and everything.
Looters, just people from breaking in and smashing windows, seeing that it's empty.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had someone up there the other day who tried breaking in. They saw it was empty. We have a security guy there full time, but there's only so much one guy can do.
Right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I grew up in LA. My first club was the Los Angeles Beard and Mustache Club, ran by John Myatt. And that was in late 2009, early 2010, somewhere around there. And I've been growing and competing ever since. I haven't gone too far out of the States actually I haven't gone out of the States at all for any comps or worlds or anything like that. But Sacramento is one of my favorites. LA is always fun. Arizona was a good one that I went to. I've only been once to Arizona, but that one was a blast. That was a good time. Right now I'm in Portland, Oregon. I am a council member of the Portland Beardmen. And we're getting ready to do our comp this weekend on the 15th, which has been slow on picking up, tickets, people getting tickets and whatnot, but they're slowly starting to trickle in, and we're actually going to be able to have a pretty decent big comp, which I think it'll be a good time. It sucks that it's, online, but what can you do in a time like this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from what I've seen with all the online competitions is like the week of the comp, like the ticket sales just like triple.
Boost, yeah. And
Like
that's usually even how it is when it's a live comp too.
Mm-hmm. I usually don't pay for my comp ticket till like I'm there and I'm like, okay, what category is my beard gonna let me do?
Right.
Like if it's not gonna let me do a freestyle, then I'm definitely like, okay, I'm just going full beard style mustache.
Yeah. It definitely could be a pain in the ass though when you're on the other side. At some point you kind of start going, okay, well, we might have to start killing some of these categories because nobody's signing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start getting that planned out. And next thing you know, you get 2 people in that category. And you're like, shit, okay. So it could be a pain in the butt, but I get it. You kind of want to know where you're going to stand. I like to see when people put out a graph of how many people are in each category. That way you kind of know that way as well,
Yeah, for the RVA competition, they only had one person for freestyle like 2 days before, and I knew that I had already bought my freestyle ticket. So I was like, well, I hope more people enter it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be that guy who's all alone in freestyle.
Right.
And that's never fun.
No. There's been a few times where I've done a category and it's just been me and one other person, and it kind of, the whole bearding world comp thing has changed over the last 4 or 5 years. Back early when I started, there was a lot of comps who had categories for almost each style, kind of like worlds, you know. Like I'll never forget, we in LA we did one that we actually had an English category. We actually had a goatee, everything was actually spread out. Now you kind of have to bundle things together because people aren't competing as much and there's not as many people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer, but I get it. You got to do what you got to do.
So how long have you been competing then?
I've been competing since 2010.
And what's some of your most memorable trophies that you've won?
Oh, definitely taking first in Sacramento. I was in the purple suit. I'm terrible with dates, so I can't give you any dates, but that was a great time. I mean, their comp is always great, but that was one of the most memorable because I actually took home one of those huge, heavy, hand-built trophies that they make that are absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my favorite ones up there. What was it? Nationals in Richmond was awesome. I took second English. I mean, there was only 3 of us, but it was against Paul and Eddie Kimmerling and I took second, which was awesome. I totally thought I was going to take third, but that one's also a good one. I mean, some of my favorites, there was times when I was super down and I just went to a comp just to get out of the house. And they actually got me on stage and I actually placed, which was at one of the Dubs comps in Orange County. That was fun. LA is always fun, but I haven't placed in LA before. So I might have to keep working on that. I have to keep growing though. I had to trim back because of work. So it's slowly starting to come back. Stuff? No, it was just before the whole COVID thing. I shaved off because they were giving me the whole, we need you to be clean cut. And I could have had a short mustache, cop stash, porn stash, whatever you want to call it. But I just said, what, screw it. I'm just going to shave it off, let it all come back in naturally. But now it's starting to come back.
So what other hobbies do you have besides the competitive beard world?
Drinking, definitely drinking. That's one of my favorite things to do. I recently got into die-cast racing, which has kind of hit the internet by storm pretty hard. It's Hot Wheels, on a gravity track, and racing you could turn into a drinking game, or you have people over, you can just have fun and throw cars up on there and race and bragging rights, stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, I kind of don't really have much to do except for when the time's right, it's hanging out with my buddies, and just getting out of the house and keeping occupied.
So what's I see that you have the goatee now. Mm-hmm. Did you ever go full beard for a competition?
You know what? No, I can't grow a beard to save my life. It's weird. I call it the Joe Dirt. Okay, so I can grow a mustache. I can grow whatever this is. I just haven't done anything with it because COVID. I just let it go. Little teeny tiny little sideburns, and then I get a small patch of hair here, which I actually shaved this morning. None of it all connects. None of it connects. It's called the Joe Dirt. So the only thing I've ever done is mustache because nothing else comes in, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because it was when I was getting ready for this interview, I was gonna be like, oh, hey, it's Kris. I've never seen him with a beard. I don't know if I could say to him, hey, nice beard. And then I saw you had the goatee. I'm like, oh, hey, cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just, like I said, I don't know what to do during COVID. I'm just letting shit go. Who knows if this is going to stick around for much longer? Who knows? I have no idea.
So what's your favorite kind of candy?
Ooh, that's rough. I would have to say Scotch Mallows from See's Candies.
Oh, yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are my jam. My Aunt Christy sends me a box of them every year.
How about your favorite drink, non-alcoholic?
It sounds pretty lame, but I drink a lot of water. I don't drink much soda. I don't drink much soda. I'm not big into Powerades or Gatorades or anything like that. I just drink water. I mean, I carry this with me everywhere and I fill it 15 million times a day just with water.
So what's your biggest pet peeve?
People who eat loudly, chew, lip smackers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can't handle it. I have a cousin I won't name who he used to work with me, and we'd go get lunch. And at one point, I just I couldn't take it, and I sat in another booth. He was like, "What are you doing?" I can't do it anymore, dude. You eat so loud. Can't do it. Snaps. I snap.
Now, do chips bother you?
No, those are kind of understandable. You can't do anything really about it. You know what I mean?
It drives my girlfriend nuts.
Really?
Like, I'll just sit there and like, I'm not just putting one chip in my mouth. I'm like taking like the stack of that. Because it's like, I want to get the most I can out of my chip eating experience.
Right. Yeah.
And it'll drive her nuts. She's like, you are just crunching. I'm like, but I'm chewing with my mouth closed.
You're doing this on purpose.
She swears I am. And after she's said something, then at that point, yes, it is intentionally on purpose. Like I look at her, I'm like, seafood. So what's your favorite cartoon of all time?
Oh, God, that's rough because I'm such a cartoon buff. Vintage, I always loved the old, the Disney cartoons. I think one of my all-time favorites, though, right now, is the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. It's creepy. The art's really interesting. It's a bizarre cartoon, but it's so good. And then you got stuff, that are like super computer animated stuff, like the Venture Brothers, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Those, I would say, are my three faves.
Yeah, I try to stay away from, like, unless it's like Pixar, because at that point it's like, yeah, but a lot of what anime's doing now is they're just doing it all like computer animated. And it's just like Japanese anime is already like super blocky enough as it is with their movements. And then you put it into a computer and it's just so hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like I'll be going through my Funimation account. I'm like, oh, hey, this looks really good. Within 30 seconds of it, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with this. I'll move on to something else.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not a big anime fan. I did get into like Initial D, but anything past that, it's just not my jam. I like the, Disney stuff and the weird Cartoon Network late at night stuff.
Mm-hmm. The Rick and Morty's and
Rick and Morty, I couldn't get into. I don't get the hype on it.
I think it's like the shock factor of it. That's what really got me.
Kind of like the upstaging, went from Simpsons to like, what's the
South Park,
and then the newer the cartoon that comes out, they're just kind of upping each other just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few that like I'm watching them and I'm just like, what are they trying to do here? Like, they're not funny. They're just trying to hit that shock value, but they're not being original with it. Like, it's the same thing I saw on The Simpsons. The creators are just too green to have ever watched The Simpsons and know, oh, someone already did this idea.
Right. And The Simpsons have done a lot.
Yeah. Like, whenever I log into Disney Plus and I see how many episodes of Simpsons there are on there, I, like, get overwhelmed. And I'm like, nature documentary.
Yeah.
So what are some morals that you live by?
I don't have any morals.
Good answer. Great answer.
I guess, I mean, for everybody out there who does, just try not to be a, pardon my language, shit person.
You're trying to swear.
Be a good human and don't be an asshole. Just common sense with everything. Have a little bit of a heart, It's kind of what I got with that.
All right, if you could have lunch with anyone in history, dead or alive, Like they're
Oh,
alive
God.
when you're having lunch with them. But who would it be?
Well, it'd be a lot funner if they were dead while we were having lunch. Oh, God, I don't know. I honestly, I have no clue. I'm not a history buff, so I couldn't pick anybody out of history because it's just not fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as much shit as he's gotten over the last few years and the last handful of movies, I'd like to sit and have lunch with Tim Burton, you know, to pick his brain. Him or, everybody knows I'm a big Pee Wee Herman fan, so Paul Rubens would be cool to sit and have lunch and chat with,
What's something you wish you could learn to be better at?
Having morals. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I was better at flying airplanes. I wish I was better at being a better person. I wish I was just better in general, I guess.
That's all you can really hope for. Like, you can wish to be better at something, but like, what is it gonna do?
That's like praying. God, just doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So, are you more of a morning person or a night owl?
No, I'm a night owl for sure. I just don't. I don't like waking up. That's the worst part of my day. Is when an alarm goes off and I have to get up against my will. I don't like it at all.
It's a good thing you don't have you have the no kids stance then.
Yeah, team no kids. That's Jocelyn and I. We usually high five team no kids. Kids are great. We just don't want any, Yeah, we both have big families too, so
there's definitely got its advantages, like being able to sleep is a big one. Like I had this whole Erica, my girl, stayed home with the baby yesterday while the Canyon State Beard Club went on our Fossil Creek trip. But so I'm like, okay, I got to be there at 8, so I'm going to go to bed at around 8. I went to bed at 8, but I did not get to sleep till about 3:30 because of the baby.
Yeah.
So I wake up at 6:30, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm not going on the trip.
Yeah.
And if any, do it. But I ended up going. I passed out in the van on the way there, and then I passed out on the way home.
Well, I hope you slept well those 2 times.
I think I did. I don't know. I was asleep, so. So what are some odd talents that you have?
Oh, geez. I don't really have any talents. That sounds really stupid, but I kind of don't. Well, I guess I have a really good talent of being very passive aggressive. If that counts as a talent, I mean, it helps me sometimes. But other than that, I don't really have a special talent. I mean, I'm a certified scuba diver. I don't know if that's a talent that's taught.
That's pretty talented.
It's taught, though, so I don't know if that would really count. I don't know. That's a tough question.
I mean, there's talents that can be like singing talent.
Yeah, that's true.
These motherfuckers go out and get voice lessons and singing lessons.
That I'm a pretty big fan of. Hit karaoke with the homies.
I miss karaoke so much.
I do too.
I haven't done karaoke since before the baby was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old's the kiddo?
He's about to turn 9 months in like a week and a half.
Oh, that's too long.
Yeah. Like, it was like 3 months of like, okay, now we have the baby. Like we can go out, and now my girl can drink too with us. And then the pandemic hit, and it's like, no, you don't get to go out and do it.
Sorry, you're not allowed to have any fun ever again.
Yeah. All right, so I got some would you rather questions here for you.
Cool. Bring it.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Read.
All right.
I don't read that often anyway, unless it's, headlines on something. I'm more of a picture book guy.
Comic books all the way.
Yeah, there you go. I can figure it out.
So would you rather have a golden voice or a silver tongue?
What does the silver tongue do?
You can talk to people like no
Through
matter,
anything.
yeah, like you can hold a conversation, you can convince people to do whatever you want, like
I'll go with the tongue.
all right. Would you rather be in jail for a year or lose a year off your timeline?
You're off my timeline.
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
are the
that's
shitty
basically the
years
same
anyways.
thing.
Like if you lose a year, like would it be like towards the end of the year life or like just 37 you
Right.
don't get? You wake up and it's like, hey, happy birthday, you're 38. I was 36 yesterday. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I'll take that. Especially if it's right now, it'll push me past my 40s, so I'm okay with that.
So would you rather be 10 minutes late or 10 minutes early or 20 minutes early every time you have to be somewhere?
20 minutes early. I'm a super stickler when it comes to like having to be somewhere. Like if somebody sent me a thing on Facebook and said, hey, we have this going on at this time, I want to be there at that time. I know I'm probably going to be the first one there, but I'd rather be the first one there than be there later and then have to introduce myself to everybody all at once. You know, they do when they trickle in, you know, stuff like that. It's kind of shows what type of person you are. Are you a shitty person, you just don't care? Or do you want to be here on time and, you know, not be a shitty person?
So
that's just kind of how I see that.
Would you rather know the history of every object you touch or be able to talk to animals?
Does that include humans with the touch?
No.
Just objects.
Just objects.
Like tables.
Like a bone wouldn't count.
So the object, or what was the other one?
The history of every object or be able to talk to animals.
I mean, what's talking to animals really going to do for me?
You can solve crimes. You could be like the dog.
Oh yeah, maybe the dog saw what happened.
Have your own
I could
reality
talk to the
show
fly that was on the wall.
Have your own TLC reality show where you like play a median for people.
Yeah, right.
Less money.
But your dog told me this. Is this true?
Your dog told me that you were hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein last week.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. I mean, those are both kind of hard. I mean, if you touch a wall or, I don't know, that's a rough one. We'll just go with that one.
All right. So, you got a joke for us?
I do. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Control freak. No, wait. This is where you say control freak who? Sad. It's the only one I could remember.
It's a good one, though. Like, as soon as... It's so funny with knock, knock jokes. As soon as I say, who's there? And they tell me what the next line is, I'm just like, I know where this is going.
Yeah, usually that's where it happens. Or the interrupting cow.
Yeah, that one.
Knock, knock, who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting cow, who? Yeah.
So, you guys have your competition coming up with the Portland Beardmen this week.
We do.
You want to talk a little bit about it?
All I have is that we are always welcoming competitors. So if you want to hit up the Portland Beardsmen page on Facebook or Instagram, hit us up with a message. Let us know what you want to do. You don't have to compete. You can also spend money on raffles. We have some really cool raffles. We've got Santa Claus is making 2 Zoom calls to 2 lucky winners of their choosing. Fun little Christmas shout out type of thing. And then we have we've got a ton of stuff coming in for raffles, so that's going to be pretty cool. Let's see. I would say it's on the 15th, this Saturday. We've got a really cool lineup of judges. Everybody knows these people. They're really awesome. Yeah, hit up the Portland Beardsmen. You can also make donations through the Portland Beardsmen PayPal. Again, you can just hit us up on Facebook or Instagram.
I'm going to put a link down below on the page for your guys' event as well. So you'll be able to you'll be able to enter your raffles from their page. You'll be able to make donations if you want, or sign up to be a competitor. You can find the PayPal information on there. I'm excited because I was talking with you guys, and you guys put the full beard styled mustache right at the beginning and freestyle right at the end. So I'm going to enter both categories.
Nice. I can't wait to see that.
I've already paid for it, and I told Randy Forsman I'm coming for him. I want to beat him because he started right when we started being right around, he started competing really seriously right around when I started doing freestyle. And I haven't done a full beard styled mustache category since I've done freestyle.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
I see him and I'm like, I want to compete against that guy. And it's not the same because a lot of the people that I've met competing, I'm hanging out backstage with them. But I've already hung out with this dude. I did an interview with him already. So I already know him well enough that I could be like, I want to beat you. I want to see if I can beat you.
Yeah, I totally know how that feels. I started and Jeffrey Mustache was coming out fresh with some really good length on his English back then, and I was like, holy crap, dude, I want to be that guy. And he's still one of my favorite mustaches in the world. He's a good dude, and I always kind of tried to come after that guy, but mine just doesn't grow quite as long as his does.
Yeah, mine, this is the first time I went up to Portland for your guys' competition. This is the length I had on my mustache, and it's just terminal at this point. The center's still kind of growing a bit, but my mustache grows so much slower compared to my beard. And then you get guys like Randy or Jeffrey where it's just it all grows the same.
Overnight.
Yeah. And you're just I just look at him you said you trimmed 2 days ago and it's already 4 inches longer. What the hell just happened?
Yeah. Jeans. I got the shit end of the stick, I think. The mustache is okay, when it comes in. But other than that, I've got nothing to work with.
You got a pretty sweet pompadour up there.
Dorkador.
Now, did you bleach the tips or did you bleach it all?
Well, I bleached the whole thing right at the beginning of the whole COVID thing. I bleached my whole head, and I dyed it green. I just figured, screw it. I haven't dyed my hair in years. I've gone through every color in the book, manic panic, and that stuff. And I was just get tired of the same old thing. So I bleached it, dyed it. And then 3 days later, I got a call. Hey, we want you to come back to work. So I had to bleach it all out again. But yeah.
All right, Kris. Well, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. Again,
I appreciate it, man.
The Portland competition is this week. It's the 15th, you said?
Yeah, Saturday the 15th.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and get that put down below. Thanks again for doing this, and I'll see you later.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
All right. Have a good one.
Later, buddy.
So that was Kris Schwiebert, Papa Schweebs, as some of you know him. So yeah, I'm going to post the link down below for the Portland Beardmen competition. If you have any questions, you can message them. They get back to you fairly quickly, or you can sign up for the comp. Again, if you like what you're seeing, click down below and like or subscribe. And thanks again for watching. Have a good one.